Hi, it's the Racing Post 2010 World Cup video preview, and we're looking at the best group bets here with Tony Cascarino and Mark Langdon. And Tony, the bet that you've mentioned as the outstanding one, it's all about goals in Group B, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I look at the Argentinian group, especially the way the Argies play. Maradona's team are going forward at every opportunity. And then you've got, South Korea, you go Nigeria and Greece. And I think that there's goals for them in every one of them games. And Nigerians, African nation that, for me, always look fickle defensively. Greece have not been the team. They had a good qualifying campaign, but South Korea are probably going to finish bottom of that group. So I think goals.
So basically, Group B is the group to produce most goals. That's the
most
one for you.
Yeah.
Group bankers, Mark. Where are you looking as the favourite that everyone should really get stuck into?
Yeah, I think Brazil. I don't think this sort of group of death label is correct at all, really. I think Brazil will get 9 points from it. North Korea, everybody expects them to finish bottom. The other two, Portugal had a nightmare in qualifying. Cristiano Ronaldo, no goals. If he doesn't score, I just don't see where the goals will come from. And then Ivory Coast, in my opinion, the most overrated team in South Africa. Because some of their players play in the Premier League, there's this assumption that they're all great. But I mean, Touré and Eboué at the back, I think they've had terrible, or particularly Touré. I mean, he's hopeless at Manchester City. One of the reasons why they didn't finish in the top four, Eboué's a bit of a laughing stock, isn't he? And we're talking about him playing right back against Robinho, Kaka. I think it's made up for sort of them to have a disastrous tournament. Sven-Göran Eriksson inspires no confidence from me either as manager. Of course, he's always had a love of he's always had a love, hasn't he, for Ivory Coast and their traditions. So I think he's just there for a few quid, and then he'll be on his way in about 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, look, one thing everyone likes to do in the group stage of any major tournament is pick out all the favourites and get stuck in on an acca, but we can see a couple of potential pitfalls to doing that, can't we? Which group favourite do you think is probably the one you wouldn't really want to be getting stuck into, Tony?
I don't like France, obvious reasons, knocking out Ireland, and their campaign was awful. They were shocking in their campaign. Dominic, as a manager, made so many mistakes. How can you leave out Benzema when you're struggling for forwards anyway? I just look at their group with Mexico, Uruguay, and certainly South Africa. They are the host nation, who have been on a real rich vein of form. I would want to lay them at 5-2. I really would.
Okay, good stuff. And Mark, which is the favourite that you'd be a little wary of?
I mean, I do agree with Tony on France, but Italy are another one that I think are totally overrated now. I mean, we're looking at a team that won the World Cup 4 years ago, and I think Lippi has been too loyal to those men. He's taken players that are not... And the most important game is that Paraguay one. The first game, Pirlo, their best midfielder, is out of that game. I don't see any inspiration. De Rossi's a good player. Apart from that, I'm looking at old men that are past their best. No recognised goal scorers. Cannavaro, he was brilliant 4 years ago, but he's not the same player anymore. Zambrotta's pretty hopeless now at right back. I think that this could be a really bad campaign for Italy.
Okay, Mark Langdon says he's looking at old men that are past their best. He's in good company with me and Tony. That's the best group bets and the worst. Good luck.